Hi, I'm YesReneau, and today we are talking about how to change your financial situation in 6 months or less. Just for specificity's sake, I want to be clear that I'm talking about reversing a very bad financial situation, right? Like getting out of the red and into the black by betting on green. All my roulette players out there are like, finally, a game plan that actually works for us. But no gambling today. No, we are not taking risks on our financial future. We are using good, solid strategies to get us to where we want to be. Oh my god, did someone say good financial strip? Yeah. Don't worry, we'll try and keep it interesting. You're like, how can we trust her and her polyester robe? Hey, it's high quality polyester. No, but you can trust me because I've been there, I've done that. So let's get started, shall we? All right, the first thing you got to get right that you can actually do immediately is your mindset. Think like a sunflower. A sunflower takes about 3 months to go from its little scrawny seedling self to its full-on bloom capacity. So I'm gonna need you until you get to full-on bloom, till you start sprouting some petals, to eat dirt for a little while. That means killing your dreams, okay? Because I think one thing that gets a lot of people stuck is they think, no, if I make money, then I'm selling my soul and I won't ever be able to do that dream that I said I would. No, you will. You will. You just need to get yourself to a stable place first. And the second thing I need you to understand is that this is a sprint, not a marathon. So you got to get it into your head that whatever you do in this 6 months, you're doing it hard. My dad once told me when I was at an internship, I hated it. It was for 2 months. He once said to me, he's like, Taylor, anybody can do anything for 2 months. And he was right. Anybody can do anything for 2 months. So if that logic can hold true, well then anybody can do anything for 6 months. And this is the time to give it your all, to put everything you have behind it, and get ready for your sprint. You gotta be hungry, as Les Brown says. I'm starving. Mindset right, now you're tight, let's go to step 2. The next things I want you to do can be done in the next 1 to 30 days, but I need you to get them done in this month. The first thing is gonna be measure, right? You gotta track where you're at financially. You know, I know you're afraid of looking at what the numbers are actually telling you, but you gotta face that beast. Otherwise, there's no way you're gonna be able to defeat it. Sounds like we're playing a video game. And the final boss is looking at your bank statements. Yeah, but you gotta measure. So there are a few things I'm gonna need you to measure. The first is your net worth. I know, it's not just for rich people, but you basically measure that by taking your assets minus your liabilities and seeing how much you're worth after all is said and done. So there are some good websites for doing this. I use, and I'm not sponsored by this, the Credit Karma app. Whether your net worth is the $50 the tooth fairy gave you 20 years ago, or the $20,000 you are in debt, it's good to know, because you can't figure out how to go to where you want to go if you don't know where you are. Right, Google Maps? All right, the next thing I need you to create is a daily tracker of all your little expenses. This is basically just like the calorie counting of the finance world. It's to see how much are you actually spending day to day. Because I bet you it's more than you think in some areas that you're not even thinking about. I do this just on like an Excel or like Sheets spreadsheet. I think I watched a YouTube video on how to make it and I just copied that. So you can also just do that. But the idea is you need to get a good grasp on where your money's actually coming in and going out. The next few things, and I don't want to spend too long on them, but it's basically just like you need to create a financial goal of where you want to get, like how much money do you want to make? Figure that out, write it down so you know where you're going. Because how can you get to where you're going if you don't know where you're going? Am I right, Google Maps? And then the last thing I need you to make is just a budget so that you know what you're gonna spend and you're not spending more than that. Capiche? Capiche. Go! Alright, so after you're done using your yardsticks and rulers, then I have something else I want you to get done in the next 30 days, okay? And it depends on the first law of holes. Now, if you don't know what the first law of holes is, it is this. If you find yourself in one, stop digging. If you are losing money, you are digging a hole. So this is the point where you need to stop any unnecessary expenses. Goodbye, Netflix. Ciao, chill. We have no chill anymore. And one thing you should really focus on when you're cutting things out is reoccurring expenses. Cut those out like your brother cut out his bangs when he was 5 years old. They gone. So I need you to think about like your biggest expenses, like rent. Perhaps moving in with the parents is a good idea. Perhaps moving in with roommates. I need you to change your unlimited phone plan to maybe a 5 gigabyte one. The horror. I need you to pick up the telephone, say restaurant, who dat? Boom. We're dining at home tonight. And then the last thing you need to do as part of this effort to stop digging your hole is you gotta get a job that pays the bills. Unfortunately, it costs money to survive. But no, really, like living is expensive. Breathing is expensive. And so you need to get a job that at least covers your ability to do the bare minimum. So what I need you to do in these next 30 days, I need you to get one of those jobs that you can get quickly, right? I'm talking online tutoring. I'm talking knocking on every bar asking if you can be a bartender. I'm talking about walking into McDonald's singing ba-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it. Because you will be loving it once that's paying for your basic expenses and you are no longer digging your hole deeper. Ba-da-da-da-da, I'm loving it. But the trick with this is you gotta leave your ego at home. Remember, this is not forever. This is temporary. This is something you're doing for money. Okay? Okay. Next! So say you've done all that in the first month. Now we're on to months 2 to 4. And this part of the plan relies on the second law of holes. Once you stop digging, you're still in a hole. So basically what that means is you are not in the clear yet. This part of the plan, we need to implement our next step, which is get a real job. You're like, oh my gosh, you sound just like my family. Yes. And what I mean by get a real job is one of those nice career jobs, right? The kind that lines your pocket and builds your resume. The thing about this step is it is not easy. It is going to wash you up and wring you out like you are in that washing machine right there. It will spit you up and chew you out like you are in this mouth right here. It takes a lot of applications to get hired. You are going to want to make applying basically your full-time job. You should be applying to at least 50 jobs every single month. Heck, double that if you're serious. I can take people 200, 400 jobs before they hear back from one that actually wants them. It's gonna test your will, it's gonna test your resolve, but you're gonna stick in there because this is a sprint. Keep your head above water. Stay hard. I'm just quoting David Goggins right now, but you can do it. I believe in you. Quote, YesReneau. All right. So once you finally get your career job, you're sitting pretty, you can breathe, this is when I want you to implement months 5 and month 6, which I call cruise control. If we're talking law of holes, we're no longer digging out of our hole. We're starting to build our mountain. If you're in debt, okay, fill up your hole, pay off your debt first. But as soon as it's filled, that's when I want you to start saving. What I recommend doing is putting your money into a high yield savings account, building up a 6 months emergency fund, and then deciding if you want to start investing in other things. Let your heart run wild, my young sunflower, for the time has come. You have bloomed. So glad you ate dirt when you did, huh? You know, and I call this level cruise control because it's basically you're starting to find ways to make your money make money for you. And not only that, but you want to automate everything in this step. Set it up so that your money automatically goes into the high yield savings. Set it up so that your money automatically starts to invest. Make it so that you don't have to touch a thing, but your money does the work for you. And that's how I prefer to work. Not doing it. Letting other things do the work for me. Yeah, and that's how you completely change your financial situation in 6 months. Don't knock it till you try it, young sunflower seed. May the bloom be ever in your favor.